Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to part 132 of Let's Play Pillars of Eternity 2 Deadfire, where we're gonna get smacked by a ray there. Right, let's do what we were doing in the last part. The masked wizard lies dead at your feet. The mingled scents of sweat, incense, old paper, and mildew hang in the air. The robes shift gently as if something is moving beneath them. Is he faking dead? Well, he's not moving. Let's remove his mask. You bend down and free the mask from the wizard's face. It's heavy, crafted from rune-etched gold. We've got the Mask of Wick. Badass. Beneath the mask, a writhing mass of worms fills the hood. They squirm against one another, half alive. You see no flesh, bone, or even soil, only worms. The robed figure slowly deflates as worms wriggle from within its sleeves and underneath its helms.
Sakes alive, Watcher. I ain't never seen a wizard made of night crawlers before.
Don't suppose anyone cares to go fishing?
You know, everyone get up here.
What's on your mind, kid?
I didn't realize that thing kept shooting. Right, let's have a quick rest. So I need more fucking food. We've eaten all the good food. I just need something that gives me some fucking recovery. You know, fuck it, I'll eat an egg. Let's see what's over here first. Now, I must admit, that's pretty fucking loud. Find the book tomorrow and search for the oratory. What about that in the last part, actually? Let's have a look at the journal. Oh, that's it. We've done the oratory thing. Well, we'll go to the script. We'll go over there once we've, finished searching up here. So what's this? A shaft of light breaks through the splintered roof of the Oratory of Whale to illuminate an empty pedestal. Though it's sometimes hard to tell in the whole of the scene, it's nighttime. The beam is tinged with silver from the glow in the distance. Wave your hand in front of the light. It's oddly cool and refreshing to the touch. Okay, you know, let's go to the Scriptorium now. Scriptorium. That thing was fucking loud, like Jesus Christ. He did not know the meaning of personal space, I can say that for fucking certain.
Are those eyes?
They are definitely eyes. The plaque on this display reads, Heldir's Inheritance.
I am your eyes and ears.
Not gonna lie, those eyes are definitely creepy. There's a lot of them.
Still as a pond. Speak freely.
Yes? I am your... I hope you know what you're doing.
Alright. Chief Librarian.
Greetings, visitor. This is the Scriptorium.
A woman, her upper features nothing more than an ill-defined smear of skin, bows her head to you. Her angular jawline and the pointed ears within her cowl resemble those of an elf.
If you seek the Temple of Revelation, you will find it to the north.
Quillen Hound, the Sculpt Folk, if that is what she is, makes a quick note in a small leather-bound tome. Why do you think I'm going to the Temple of Revelation?
Because you must. It is entry and exit.
You seem to have misplaced your eyes.
Much of what can be found here better remains unseen. Sight is unnecessary for the work of the halls obscured.
Do you mind answering a few questions?
Ask what you seek.
Do you know what Mara was trying to accomplish?
I'm afraid that I did not ask her. She was working at the Treffine.
She gestures towards a strange device to the south.
She respects our work, so the Oracle allows her limited access to the archives and Scriptorium. They have established an accord. How else might I help you?
Who is the Oracle?
The Oracle of Well. They manage the halls in the name of he who sees and is not seen.
So they serve Whale, which means this entire place is in service to Whale.
All we do here, we do in Well's name.
Are you in charge of this place?
Of the Scriptorium, in a manner of speaking. Of the halls obscured? No, that would be the Oracle.
You seem like the person to talk about the halls obscured.
I will provide what answers I can.
So what do you do here in the Scriptorium?
We record what occurs within the halls.
She gestures to the scribbling scribes.
Whereas the wings contain those things redacted from the world above, the Scriptorium keeps the history of the halls themselves.
So much has happened down here that ought to be forgotten. So much has happened up there that's worth remembering.
Sighing, Maya bends down to stroke Azisha's crest. What can you tell me about the archives?
The archives contain the sum whole of the historical record of Aora, both the original drafts and the edits. Further, they contain a number of unusual and interesting artifacts. I believe that we are in possession of one of the warrior Riona's boots.
Alof and Idia exchange quick, confused glances. What's the purpose of the collections?
The collections store those individuals and creatures determined to be detrimental to Aora and the work of the gods. Rather than allow the redacted materials to go to waste, we revise and anthologize, occasionally releasing amended texts.
Is this the center of the Hand Occult?
A womb, perhaps, but not the fetus. The Hand Occult no more possesses a center than Well does.
How long has Mara been coming here?
Decades. I would have to consult the records to provide a more precise answer. Her interest lay in the arcane applications of the Titan. The Oracle has determined that her studies benefit Well.
That is hardly comforting.
Alof chews on a knuckle and frowns. Back to my previous questions.
How else might I help you?
The stuff over the walls, I assume that is connected to the body of Whale?
The Titan rests beneath the facility. Its ties to the halls obscured have grown extensive over time.
Isn't it a huge secret? Why are you telling me?
Whatever your opinion of yourself, you pose no grave threat to Well's work.
That's a bit fucking rude. The people here, you all seem a bit
The
preoccupied.
Scriptorium was recently breached by one of the subjects from the collections. There is nothing to be concerned about, but it might impact the demeanors of those present here.
The escaper you mentioned from the collections, I don't suppose was a masked wizard.
Perhaps. If the wizard has procured a mask for himself, did you encounter him?
She pauses, quill perched above her page. Briefly, can you tell me anything more about him?
I'm afraid not.
The woman jots a few notes in her journal.
The individual in question's record has been expunged. He no longer exists.
A wizard of his standing is not so easily removed from history. Much like a tumor, bits of him are no doubt everywhere.
Alright, farewell.
Easily done.
The squat device before you hums quietly, except that it's entirely silent. The humming sensation, you realize, happens not in your ears but the edge of your mind. Activate the device. No obvious mechanism now to itself as the method by which the machine made active. Bang on it. It does not respond to your strikes. A few of the librarians iously glower you in your directions. Press the panels. You push against the different colored pieces, but nothing changes, save the addition of a few smudges. Breathe heavily on it. You breathe, your breath fogs it, but nothing else occurs. Nothing in this fucking place likes me.
I'll see to it.
A dark opening in the fleshy monstrosity below permits this support. The heat from this brazier seems far more intense than you'd expect from its size.
Nice and quiet.
Pointless. Pointless. I'm assuming everything to steal from here. Oh, I can go take this without stealing. Stuff that you can take without stealing is my favorite. Scribbled note, mark redacted. Was the hand born here? Is that its truest form, or is the womb cancerous? Fucking follow me,
Easily
you
done.
cunt. Whether it's sealed by machinery or magic, there's no moving this door. Let's see what this is. I like this room. It's both weird and interesting at the same time. The light shining upon this book rests on this pedestal. Upon the book resting on this pedestal seems to darken the words on the volume's pages. The writing grows slick and indistinctive, eventually running down the slanted pages and off the tome entirely into a trough set along the bottom of the lectern to catch it. Ink runs from between the pages as well, giving the impression that the book weeps. When the last of the ink dribbles from the book, the pages are left entirely blank. Place the memories of Hildir on the lectern. Light shimmers down upon the tome, and the words of the Vedic Hildir melt away. Interesting. The Wake's Wand. I did not actually read that, so should probably have read that, and I wanted inventory. Apply 25 intellect afflictions.
Show me.
Well, Alof's not that
hope you know
intelligent
what you're
himself, so
doing.
it may be a bit hard for him. Well, to the Temple of Revelation then.
I wonder what this is.
It's not considered stealing, so I'm gonna take it. Recently written note. Everything shook. How long have I been down here? Too long and long enough, yet that's not occurred before. Now things move in darkness. Things watch. Something's changed. Interesting. Alright, so yeah, we've been here before. Yep. I can no longer go that way.
I didn't touch anything. Did you?
Interesting.
We are not finished here, Tane. Do you understand?
Smoothing her robes with a short, angry movement, Lengrith turns her head turns back to her colleague and rounds to you.
The imps report you've taken care of the fungal infestation in the archives. That's one less concern on my mind. Well done. Have you made any headway in locating our wayward archmage?
Lengrith leans forward, eager for news. I made a mess of the library.
Ah, surely an achievement to be proud of. No progress on Maura, then?
Her eyes no. Oh no, I'm afraid she's dead.
Damn it. She was a brilliant wizard, but always so reckless with her life. I wish...
She shakes her head and sighs.
Well, I pray she grows wiser on her next turn about the wheel.
Lengrith's usual stoicism falters for a moment. She turns away. A frown of deep concern etched into her face.
How could this have happened?
She was murdered by a man in a mask and robes. another wizard by the looks of him.
Maura always did have something of a knack for making enemies.
She taps her foot, arms crossed, thinking.
He's yet another concern for us to keep in mind, then.
While you were on Maura's trail, we've learned a bit more about our unusual environs. A finger of the Hand Occult has kept this place going with a skeleton crew of librarians, archivists, and muscle. But they aren't the ones controlling the body. Something else is running the halls obscured independently, doing a decent job of it.
Your definition of what constitutes decency is dubious at best.
Well, these halls are more lively than most of the abandoned sanctums I've visited.
Is Langraf always like this?
What do you mean? She's great.
Tyrion glances towards Langraf with open admiration.
Maybe we disagree about most things, and maybe she doesn't even like me, but that won't stop me from thinking the world of her.
No, the archives aren't exactly empty. There's a horde of eyeless librarians tending to the stack.
Something here is invested in maintaining old projects. Whoever they are, they haven't seen fit to show their face.
Stay on task, Tane. Regardless of how interesting this sanctum's keepers may be, we must deal with Wal's body first.
I'm open to suggestions.
Given Maura's proclivities, your best option is likely to be...
Langraf continues to speak, but you lose her words in a sudden rush of essence. The energy tears you from your attention toward a disturbance in the center of the antechamber. Not a disturbance, a pressure, a presence. Alright, something's wrong.
I see your...
As you approach the pool, an unpleasant weight grows in the pit of your stomach. It feels like the moment the floor gives out beneath you, just before the plunge, but somehow suspended in time. A sensation like static electricity tingles across your skin. A whirling vortex of essence twists within the pool. It does not stir the water around it in the slightest. Langrath and Tane watch you from afar, the latter's expression bright with undisguised curiosity. Langrath's countenance, on the other hand, remains characteristically guarded.
Do I suppose any of you know what this is?
Looks like water to me.
Tane reaches in and splashes you, oblivious to his hand disturbing the vortex.
Unusual arcane energy emanates from the pool. If the Watcher can see it, I suspect it's some form of window into the divine realms.
That was my second guess.
Tane smiles at Langraf.
Feels real old and quiet, Watcher. Like a doorway to an ancient tomb.
You think maybe it's the soul of some fish? Hey, Watcher, fishes got souls, don't they?
Of course not. Fish are too simple to have souls.
Maybe that means Aethys didn't kill any when he walked through the ocean. Unless he stepped on them.
We'll examine the vortex.
Its cold, dusky energy feels somehow familiar. But you're unable to identify it, or what might be causing it.
Well, we'll reach out to the anomaly.
It reaches back towards you, tendrils of soul energy interlacing with the prodding edges of your own spirit. The coils of essence tighten, grasping at your soul, pulling at you as you've pulled the souls of others. Your vision blurs as the in-between leaks into your perception of the here. The walls, the pool, everything of the Temple of Revelation runs like water, sloughing away and melting into the empty blackness of the in-between. Not quite empty, no. The fleshy, undulating tendrils of the body of Wal remain, almost aglow in the darkness.
The entity's presence presses against the edge of your mind, of your soul, resolving into a soundless voice in the back of your head.
You see, but are also seen, as is your trespass.
You think you can see us? Ah, another involuntary invitation to another world. And I'm to assume this eyeball is to blame?
Oh, this is new. I'd offer to take the first shot, but I'm not sure it'd do much good.
Maya balls her fist at her side.
Certainly ain't the kind of eyes a gal wants to get lost in.
What are you, interloper?
A watcher, a ship captain, a killer of monsters and finders of treasures.
Obviously. That is not the knowledge we seek. You intrude upon the resting place of WoW and soil these collections with your filthy fingers. We would know. Are you one more wizard in pursuit of unearned power? Or something other?
I mean only what I said before. Monster killer, captain, treasure hunt finder.
Your modesty intrigues, but only in its obfuscation. Thus far you have respected these halls, but your trespass remains unwelcome. We can no more allow you access to the body than we can the redacted Archmage. You should leave this place while you remain cognizant of the option.
Access the body? The master... Actually, no. How about I stab you in the eye instead?
Disappointing, yet predictable. Come then. Let us cleanse this place of your disruptive presence.
The entity's eyeballs, eye stalks quiver. And luckily, we're able to actually end this part without getting into a fight. I'll see you guys next part. See you guys then.